How do you feel after having the screening of your directorial debut?
I feel numb.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I feel numb. I feel a little detached because I feel like I had to be detached from this because most people know it's extremely kind of personal because I was molested by that music teacher, and so it's like kind of loosely based on my life, and so it's like a full circle moment. And so, in order for me to even get through the filming and to go back to that high school and to experience all of that, I had to kind of like detach, but not in a negative way, not in trying to avoid my emotions, but it showed me that I've grown and I've healed myself. I healed myself from the trauma because it doesn't affect me anymore. So,
It doesn't affect you at all?
mm-mm.
Really?
No, because I feel like, it was just a part of my life. Like we all go, everybody in here has life stories.
Life cycles.
Life cycles. You know what I'm saying? And looking back on that, it's just like, oh, that's what happened when. But it was like it was a pain to my life. It was a trauma to my life. Like probably up until like 2 years ago, because every day I would be like, why did he do that? Because I respected him and I just loved him, and because I didn't have a father figure growing up, and it was like I met this man, and it was like, oh, and he was just so like respect worthy, and and just to take advantage of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
We thought. Say, Dwayne and I had the same monster as a music teacher.
Wow.
And he was indeed someone that everybody thought was the nicest man in the world. He would have sleepovers at his house
Wow.
for us. I would be there, Dwayne would be there, all the other choir members would be there. The girls would sleep upstairs, the boys would be downstairs. Nobody thought to think,
Wow.
Mr. Butler, because we thought he was like this, he didn't come out, he came off kind of like he was,
Right, just arrogant and kind of pompous, and you know what I'm saying?
But, yeah, you never would have thought,
Right.
you never would have thought in a million years that he was downstairs sexually assaulting young boys.
You don't know what a sexual assault looks like.
There's no face to a person who sexually assaults you, so he's not here anymore, thank God. And I hate him for what he did to my friend and for other friends. So this was very therapeutic for me as well, because I've always wanted to out the monster, and I've always respected that that's not my story to tell. And
Yeah, Nicci was so surprised when I said I would be willing to do it.
I was so
Because she
shocked.
called me all like,
I said,
this
he got to
whole
kill
speech.
somebody for a reason. And this
Right, she called me with this whole speech. I'm like, I'll do it. You will?
Right, I did. I was like, okay, so listen.
Like you will, like you really will. Like you're not. I'm like, yeah, because at this point, like I said, it came at a perfect time when I've done so much work on myself.
Yeah, that's what I was
So much work on myself, and now it's like I'm healed from it, because I couldn't stand up here if I wasn't healed from it. So it was like God wanted me to say, you're healed from it, so now you can go tell the story.
Right.
I'm not sitting up here,
Right.
you did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like I'm healed from it, and I got a chance to talk to a few other people who were victims of it, and their situations were a little more intense than mine. And I was just really shocked, and I didn't know he was like that deep. I thought I was just special, honestly. I thought he was just doing it to me because he was giving me gifts and like really kind of like
the psychology of it.
Yeah, it was like he was like really, but like those people, he was just like going in with them. So
yeah, but there are rumors that there was almost like some sort of trafficking situation, because there was another situation over here with girls and another situation over there. So we thought it was very, very important to, just speak that truth and share that truth.
Wow.
I have a question real quick. The film is excellent. Before we start talking about the film,
Yay! Woo!
but before we move off of this, so with a sexual molester having no face, is there any advice that you would give to a mom or a young teenage child to keep them out of that situation? Because I see every day we meet nice people. Oh, they're nice. Yeah. Other than telling the children to listen to your spirit if they're uncomfortable. But if he's making you comfortable, then
that's what
How would they know?
Well, this is kind of interesting. That's why I was interested in this story, because I was really interested in Charmaine, because she was so checked out. You know what I'm saying? She was so driven by her ambitions that she wasn't even looking around and asking her son what was going on.
Especially
I
when
think
everybody in the school knew.
No, except for
right,
her.
and
It's
I
always
think
like
that's
that.
the thing that was more interesting to
Good
me.
job.
It's like, and now she's like reaping the rewards of her karma. You know what I'm saying? It's like you were driven, and now it's like all of this stuff is coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like every woman that she talked to in this film, it was like her. They was reflecting her shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it was your son. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
even a woman who told us, like, you didn't know you were. So it's really like waking up parents to like really like what is going on with
But
your
the predator
child. Like,
picks you.
yeah, huh?
The predator picks you.
Yeah.
The predator
They
picks you,
really,
absolutely.
the psychology of the predator, and in the film you say something about him having a psychology degree.
Mhm.
Yep.
But the psychology of a predator, you have to deal with that. And they, like you just said, you had no father in your home.
Right.
So that's a maneuver.
Right.
That's really calculated
Yeah.
as to who they pick and choose. And if you listen to them, they'll tell you how they pick you. They
Absolutely.
do tell you.
And that's what's interesting is that Mr. Butler did have a psychology degree. That is true. He was a music teacher. So he had a playground for all of his evil deeds. And thank God he's in the ground now, but the damage that he's done to some people who aren't as fortunate as Dwayne is to have this perspective of that was a moment in a chapter and it doesn't define me. A lot of people wonder, does this have anything to do with why I'm promiscuous, or does this have anything to do with why I'm this way or that way? And a lot of times it does. And to answer your question, Tangi, because a predator could be a psychologist and a teacher and, another situation, a father. I think the best protection, a priest, Philadelphia, right? And for men in particular, which I applaud Dwayne for speaking out as a man, and Terry Crews and anybody else who speaks out about sexual assault, molestation. It's particularly difficult because y'all are supposed to be so masculine. But to your point as a parent, I think the best way to arm your child is to allow them to feel safe enough to share everything with you. So if something like that starts happening, so I think that's the safest way to protect a child, is to just let them feel like it's okay to share anything. I talk to my grandson, like, you don't let nobody touch your pee-pee. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to tell them that early on. No.
And I felt like my grandmother was like, she was a little on it, because I remember one time she asked me, we didn't just have random sleepovers. It was when we had competitions on the weekend, and we would go spend the night. Right. But I remember my grandmother, but he would always like, because I was like a star student a little bit, I would always win the competitions, and I would have to go on a roll, so I would have to go with him to different.
King.
Yeah, I would, so I would have to like ride solo with him, and he would drop me off a lot. I remember my grandmother said, "Is Mr. Butler married?" And I was like, no, and she was like, but she kind of left it at that.
He did exhibit like kind of feminine kind of feminisms. Do you think he was hello? Or maybe we thought it was classy.
Right, I thought it was classical music. I just was like, wow, he's so sophisticated.
Going back to the film, I mean, I want to say two things. Number one, it's just absolutely outstanding.
Thank you. And I'm honored from the bottom of my soul that you would give us the opportunity to showcase a piece of that.